right, there it is, that simple. Now I get to pull the transmission back off this dude, and I'm gonna put our new Holley oil pan on it. There it is, completely off, just like so. Now let's take this over here and we will do some comparing. Whew. Okay, so this is a brand new gasket. They just had some RTV shoved up in the corners, which is common to do. Well, I'd say it is smaller. Yes, sir, it is. And that's what we got. Let's see if we can't get the motor mated back to the tranny. Hold up. Bring it back. In that hole. This transmission's got to come this way. There you go. All right, Parker, let it down.
This one's moved easy too.
That thing hardly moved. So I'll have to play with my shims on my transmission mount, because I'm really tight to that tunnel. Now see, we got good clearance all the way around there.
Yeah, it looked like you did.
And we're sitting, I mean, we're still like, you know, three to 3.5 degrees on our motor there. Yeah, with that sitting where it's supposed to be. So that's pretty good. I like it, but I can shim my transmission mount up and down. I'm gonna have to get it in the air to do that. But anyway, the main goal is right now is we're like so close to that thing being 110% exactly where it's gonna sit for the rest of its life. And that's all that I need, because I got to mock up headers, we got to mock up the ProCharger system, we got to mock up the radiator support, we're going to probably have to build inner fenders for it, we got to mock up vintage air, we got to mock up brakes, master cylinder, portion valve, we got to mock up all that. So right there is exactly where I want to be, and that's where we're going to run. We'll probably start building out the front sheet metal a little bit on it. So right now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Blue Point flashlight, and I'm gonna put it in my mechanic's shirt pocket, and we're gonna call it a day on this car. We're gonna get the fenders, radiator support, and header panel, radiator, vintage air, and all that put in today. And we're gonna be waiting on a ProCharger system. I ordered a ProCharger system for this LS3. We're looking to be pushing somewhere around 750 horse. I think it's gonna be too much power for the car, but is there really such thing as too much power? We're gonna find out. we're ready to throw some primer down. Okay, so I changed gears without filming because I was in a hurry. I made a rash decision. We've been waiting on a ProCharger to come in. So it was supposed to be here a couple weeks. It's when I think we're about 8 weeks now waiting on a ProCharger. So I made a quick decision and said we're gonna take it back apart, the whole front end, subframe out of the car. I'm gonna finish the firewall, smooth the firewall, paint the firewall, get the firewall done. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the front end. The subframe, I got it laying on the floor here. We're gonna prep it for paint here shortly. So I was tired of hurry up and wait is what we got going on. That's the situation. So I just, let's do something. Time is money, money is time. So that's what we're doing. I'm putting epoxy on the car right now. So I'm gonna epoxy the firewall. We'll let it dry for a couple days. Come in and I'm gonna do the body work on it. I'll have a little bit of body fill work to do around my edges and whatnot. Once that's done, then we'll put it in primer filler and I will paint it white to match the car. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna prep all this front suspension. Well, actually all the suspension that we have left, I'm gonna prep it. We're gonna paint it satin black, maybe a little bed line here and there with it. And we're gonna get it done, paint the motor. Got the motor out, it's sitting back here for us. We're gonna bust it apart. I don't have the torque converter in it yet. There's a lot of things that I don't have on that motor. But I'm gonna go ahead and bust it all back apart. We're gonna clean the motor up, clean the transmission up, and I'm gonna give it a quick, good paint job. Quick and good doesn't go together. If it's quick, it's not good. If it's good, it's not quick. So we're gonna give it a good, quick paint job. Ha! All right, so that's what I got going. It took me literally like 15 minutes to tear this thing back apart because I didn't have anything tight, anything set in stone. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna get this thing. I'm gonna try to fast track this car. I'm kind of not tired of looking at it or working on it. I'm tired of waiting on things for this car. So I pretty much got about everything that I need. So I'm gonna go kind of a little bit around the way of how I was really wanting to do the car, but it's gonna turn out phenomenal anyway, no matter which way that I execute it. So that's what we got going. I'm gonna throw the first coat of primer on and then we'll show you the finished product. Show you what I've done here. Can't really move the car, and that's the reason of me painting the firewall and painting the subframe and all that, so I can build it out. We can put it on go jacks and I can move the car around wherever I want in the shop. But right now I can't move it into the Bondo bay or the body bay to do the body work and prime work on it, or I can't move it into the paint booth. So I just called our local wedding rental shop and I rented a wedding tent from them. It's like $19.95 a day. Pretty cheap. I'm gonna rent it. I rented it for a week. They delivered, set it up. We went ahead and we threw some blue tape down it to seal it off real nice and tight. And I've been doing body work in this thing here for the last 2 days. So check this out, man. This works really well. Hold me a little LED light up there. We got good light. Everything's masked off on the car except the firewall. And I got all the body work done on the firewall in this tent. As you can see, the floor, it just seals it in real nice. Car's still stuck on the lift. So the body work turned out really nice, very well. Works out good, so go rent you a wedding tent. It works out mighty fine. I'm gonna get the primer mixed up, get put on here. I'm not gonna allow the camera in the booth because this thing's sealed up pretty tight. This little wedding chapel tent here, and we'll get our camera all messed up. We don't want that. So I'll see you in a minute when I get this dude primed. So I got the primer sprayed here. Everything's good. I'm gonna put a seal coat on it. We're gonna try to get it painted white today, but it laid out really good. Okay, I got the old Firewall painted up on the old Camaro. Turned out pretty good. Our little wedding tent here, it turned out phenomenal. So okay, we're gonna let that dry for a day, and I'm gonna come in, we'll tape it off right down here, and I'm gonna bed line the rest of it. We'll put a little Raptor liner down here. We'll get it all cleaned up, smoothed up, and then I'll be able to clean everything up, and we'll set the motor in for the final time.